Hi guys, this is Drogs from Fully Painted Miniatures. Welcome back to another video of Aeons 2nd edition. And we're going up against Prince of Gluttons, Expert Difficulty. This is the 5th attempt. If you watched the previous video, I'm doing the exact same setup. I did not change anything from the last time, except I probably changed the Devour pile. I didn't really keep track too much on that. But exact same store, exact same mages. We're using Phaedraxia and Kadir. Phaedraxia has the ability to, her ally Kadir can pay 1 life and destroy a card whenever Phaedraxia uses her unique card. And Kadir can discard her unique card to give either player 1 life. So they kind of balance each other out a little bit there. Phaedraxia's special ability is used when a Nemesis turn order card is drawn, and it prevents all damage to both mages and to Greyfold for the entirety of that activation. Kadir's special ability allows you to return 3 spells from your discard pile to your hand, and then double prep to each breach, and she can use that for either mage. Prince of Gluttons, basically he eats your store, and as he eats your items, they go into this pile, and you can buy only the top card from that pile. He eats a lot more cards on expert difficulty. He starts off with 12 in the Devour pile instead of 3. So Searing Ruby, Vrisswood, Jade, Wildfire Whip, Vrisswood, 2 more rubies, 2 Spectral Echoes, 3 Amplify Visions. I did that because I want to buy probably these top 5 if I can. I also took Jade, 2 cost, 2 power gem. Vrisswood Amber, a 3 cost, 2 power gem that you can place on top of your deck instead of at the bottom of your discard pile. Searing Ruby, a 4 cost, 2 power gem that generates 3 power towards a spell purchase. Bottled Vortex, a 3 cost relic. You destroy this card, and then you can destroy 2 cards from either your hand or your discard pile, and draw a card to help you curate your deck. My favorite, Mage's Talisman, 5 cost, generates a charge for both you and your ally. Spectral Echo, a 3 cost spell, does 2 damage and allows you to destroy a card in your hand. Amplify Vision, a 4 cost, 2 damage spell that focuses your breach with the lowest cost and will do 3 damage if all your breaches are open. Wildfire Whip, 6 cost, 4 damage spell. You can also pay 2 power to cast any prep spell immediately for you or your ally. And Chaos Arc, 6 cost, 3 damage spell that gains 2 additional damage for each prep spell in an adjacent breach. So this thing's really cool, and when you combine it with Kadir's ability to prep 2 spells in each breach, I could potentially have this in a 3rd breach, which already brings it to 4 damage, and then have 2 spells in each the 4th and 2nd, which would be an additional 8 damage. So it would become a 12 damage spell. So it has the potential with Kadir's special ability to be basically, I think that's the highest damage spell you can do. All right, so everything's shuffled, everything's set up, and I'm just going to get into it. All right, we got Phaedraxia first. She's going to prep a Spark and generate 4 power and buy this Amplify Vision. And that also allows Kadir, she's going to destroy this Spark at the cost of 1 life. Bringing her to 9. And then it's Kadir's turn. And she's going to spend 4 for an Amplify Vision. And her next turn is 3 crystals, 2 sparks. And Phaedraxia is 4 crystals and a spark. And we get Phaedraxia. So we're going to cast Spark. We're going to do 1 damage to the Prince of Gluttons, bringing in 69. We're going to prep a Spark, and then we're going to spend 4 for a 2nd Amplify Vision. See how nice that was? And now, Amplify Vision, Tormenting Charge, 3 crystals. And we get the Nemesis next. I'm going to move these turn order cards over a little bit. All right. Any player suffers 3 damage or devour 3 spells from main supply pile. I will take the 3 damage on Phaedraxia, dropping her to 7. And then we get Kadir. Yeah, I will pay the 3 to open her second breach with these 3 crystals, and I will prep both sparks. Three crystals, Emerald Shard, Amplify Vision on her next turn. And we get Nemesis again. Banesire, my absolutely most hated card. 6 life, unleashes on every activation. This guy always screws me up. Every time. So, when fighting the Prince of Gluttons, unleashes are really bad. I need to prevent them as much as possible. So this is my 5th game? 6th game? 5th game? Yeah. And I think 3 out of those 4 losses were because he ate all my cards. And 1, he destroyed Gravehold from eating cards. So the Devours, the Unleashes, are what kills you fighting this guy. He doesn't really kill the mages. He doesn't do that much direct damage, but he just eats everything. And not having enough firepower to go after the Banesire is a real problem. All right. So we're starting with Kadir. She's going to cast 2 sparks, dealing 2 damage. Dropping the Banesire from 6 to 4. She will then prep and amplify Vision. And she generates 3 power to buy a Spectral Echo. And she's going to generate a life point for Phaedraxia, bringing her back up to 8. And her next turn is going to be 3 crystals and 2 sparks. But it's Phaedraxia's turn. She's going to cast Spark, doing 1 damage to the Banesire, bringing in the 3. Prep Amplified Vision, and then generates 4 power. And she will buy that Spectral Echo as well. Waste 1. And that's going to allow Kadir to spend 1 life. And she will destroy Crystal. All right, starting 3 crystals, Amplify Vision, and a Spark. Nemesis goes next, so he unleashes. That means he eats 3 Jades, since that is the lowest cost card in the store. And then we draw a card. Thought Biter, 6 life. Persistent, any player suffers 2 damage or devour 2 relics from the least expensive relic supply pile. All right. When we get Phaedraxia again, she's going to cast Amplify Vision, deal 2 damage to the Banesire, dropping him to 1. That also focuses her 3rd breach. She will then prep Amplify Vision and Spark, and then she will use 3 to buy a Bottled Vortex. 1, 2, 3, 4. And next turn, Spectral Echo, Spark, Tourmaline Shard, 2 crystals. And we get Kadir. She's going to cast Amplify Vision, which is going to focus her 3rd breach, and she's going to kill the Banesire. Everything's shifting around. A lot less neat than I like. And then we're going to prep 2 sparks, and then with 2 remaining power, she's going to buy a Jade. And our next turn, 3 crystals, Emerald Shard, and Spectral Echo. And Nemesis goes next. So we're going to take 2 damage on Kadir, dropping her from 8 to 6. And then we're going to draw a card. Power 3, Bleed Static. The player with the most prep spells suffers 2 damage for each of their prep spells. So I misplayed this one last time. Ended up taking 4 damage. So if I do it right, you can get away with it not doing anything, just by not prepping your spells. If you can time the Nemesis activation right. Now that won't activate next round. It'll be the first activation the round after. So I feel pretty good. I feel really good. That's a good start. They both, 2 Amplify Visions. She has 1. They both have a Spectral Echo. She had a Jade, and Phyrexia has a Bottle Vortex. So I do need to get some gems. I didn't buy any gems to kind of get the economy going, but they both have a couple damage spells, which is what I really needed. And they're curating their decks already. So we're going to get really quick turnarounds on like her healing ability and stuff like that. Okay. For Phyrexia first, we're going to cast Amplify Vision and Spark. It's going to do 3 damage. Thoughtbiter, bringing in the 3, and that focuses the 3rd breach. We then prep Spectral Echo and Spark, and we can generate 3 power, which we will use to buy, Jade. That's fine. And Kadir will pay another point of life and destroy another crystal. And next turn, 3 crystals, Amplify Vision, and a Bottle Vortex. And we go again. Okay. Spectral Echo and the Spark are both going to be cast, and that kills the Thoughtbiter. 3 damage. Perfect. Now with that, I can destroy one of these crystals, so I will do so. I will also use Bottle Vortex, destroy that, and that lets me destroy 2 cards from my discard pile. And I will destroy a crystal and a spark. And it also lets me draw a card, another crystal. And I'll prep Amplify Vision. And I still have 3 power remaining. I'll buy Jade. I kind of wanted to buy another Ball Vortex, but that's all right. And next turn, Amplify Vision, Jade, Tormenting Shard, Sparkling Crystal. And we get Nemesis. So we take a power token off Bleed Static and draw a card. Gorge. Devour 2 cards from the 2nd most expensive gem supply pile. That would be Versewood Amber. We're going to eat 2 of those. And then any player suffers 2 damage. That's going to be for Phyrexia, dropping her to 6. So 6 life, 5 life, not great, but with these Emerald Shards, not that worried about it. Okay, and now we get Kadir. She's going to cast both Sparks, and there's no minions in play, so that's 2 damage to the Prince of Gluttons. She's then going to prep Spectral Echo, and she will pay 3. She will not use the Emerald Shard right now, and buy Versewood, which goes into her hand for her next turn. 2, 3, 4. And her next turn, a Versewood, a Jade, 2 crystals, and Amplify Vision. Not too shabby. And she does get to go again. Spectral Echo is going to get cast for 2 damage, dropping Prince of Gluttons to 65. Also destroys a crystal. She's going to prep Amplify Vision. And then we still generate, 5 power? So she's going to buy a Versewood, which goes on top, and a Jade. Get that economy going. And our next turn, Versewood, Emerald Shard, 2 Sparks and a Crystal. See, like we just had the Emerald Shard, and we already have it back again. And we get Nemesis. So here's the other power token off Bleed Static. That will activate on the next activation. Woven Sky. To discard 3 powers in hand. Power 2, unleash. Any player suffers 4 damage. I'm just going to have Kadir discard these 3. And just get rid of that off the bat. I don't want to take the 4 damage, and I don't want an unleash. The 4 damage actually would be pretty bad with my current life totals. So, I feel pretty good. I think that was that the 3rd round? 2, 3, 4. Yep. 6 cards. So that is the end of Tier 1 for the Prince of Gluttons. And I feel pretty good about it. I got some gems, mostly on Kadir. I got some deck curation going. They both destroyed several cards. Yeah, and I got some Amplify Visions and Spectral Echoes as damage spells. I want to get my economy up so I can start buying Chaos Arcs and Wildfire Whips. Sorry. A little jittery this morning. Haven't eaten anything yet today. Just lots of caffeine. Okay. Kadir's going next. She discarded 2 cards, so that's why she doesn't have any. So she's going to cast Amplify Vision. It's going to focus the 3rd breach and deal 2 damage to Prince of Gluttons, dropping him to 63. She then gets a Verswood, and she's going to use the Emerald Shard to gain 1 life for herself. And the Verswood generates 2 power, and she's going to buy a Jade. Next turn, 2 Jades, a Verswood, Crystal, and a Spectral Echo. So yeah, there we go. That's 7 power right there. All right, Nemesis' turn. Bleed Static activates. Player with the most prep spell suffers 2 damage for each prep spell. That's going to be for Phyrexia. She's going to take 2 damage for 1 Amplify Vision. Bring her to 4. And then we pull out Seraphage. 7 life minion. It devours cards equal to its life. So 7 cards at full life. And then takes 2 damage. I hate this guy if he activates. So. Oh, man. Okay. So here's how we're going to do that. I'm going to tank the damage, I think. Man, 7 cards. So no matter what I pick, he's going to devour that whole pile. You know what? I'm going to have him eat these Bottle Vortexes. There's 4 of them. And then he still does an additional 6 damage to Gravehold, dropping me to 24. But those are still pretty easy to buy up. But he does take 2 damage. And draw a card. Mutamaw, 11 life. Gravehold suffers 2 damage each activation. So not perfect, but at least these are all player mage cards for the rest of this round. Okay, so we get Phyrexia. Going to cast Amplify Vision, 2 damage to the Seraphage. Bring him to 3. And that opens her 3rd breach. She's then going to prep Amplify Vision and Spark. And she generates 4 power, which she will use to buy a Bottle Vortex. And Kadir will pay 1 life to destroy a crystal. Next turn, 2 crystals, 3 crystals of Jade and a Spectral Echo. And we get Kadir. She has nothing prepped. She's going to prep Spectral Echo. And she generates 6 power. She's going to buy Wildfire Whip. And our next turn, Amplify Vision, 2 sparks, 2 crystals. And we get Phyrexia. She's going to cast Amplify Vision and Spark. That's going to do 4 damage, but we're going to kill the Seraphage. And that focuses her 4th breach. So 1 more focus, and that's open. We're going to prep Spectral Echo to the 3rd breach, and we generate 5 power. And she's going to buy a Vortex and a Jade. And so we get Ball Vortex, Amplify Vision, Tourmaline Shard, Jade, and a Crystal. I actually don't want to, the only problem with that is I don't actually want to use Ball Vortex yet because I only have 1 crystal to destroy. So I'm just going to discard it for this. Or I guess I hold on to it. Yeah. I guess I can't. Yeah, I just hold on to it. That's fine. It's probably better that way. So how's everybody doing today? Hope you're all having fun and you've been enjoying the videos. The more I play Aeons End, the more I like it, honestly. If you haven't tried, so again, I highly recommend doing randomizers the first time you go through all these bosses to just try out wacky combinations. I'd randomize your mages too. And then after you've done that, then go through on expert difficulty and try to pick good combinations and figure it out that way. And, you know, I'm still learning, still discovering new things. Like I just figured out the Chaos Arc thing combining with Kadir. Yesterday, I just figured out that their special ability, their unique cards kind of cancel each other out the other day. And that it's just an awesome combination. So, all right, we're starting with Phadraxia. She's going to cast Spectral Echo, dealing 2 damage. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 3 damage to the Grave Nidamal, dropping him to 8 and destroying a crystal. We're going to prep Amplify Vision, and with the 3 power that remains, we're going to buy another bottle of Vortex. We're going to hold on to this one, and Kadir is actually going to pay another life. It's going to drop her down to 4. And she's going to destroy a Spark. No. She's going to destroy a Crystal. Then for Draxia's next turn, we'll do 2 bottled Vortexes, Amplify Vision, Spark, and a Crystal. And it is for Draxia's turn. So we're going to cast Amplify Vision. That says 3 damage, to the Nidamal, dropping it to 5, and that opens our 4th breach. So she's got everything open. We're then going to prep Amplify Vision and Spark. We have 2 bottled Vortexes. Oh man, I still don't want to use them. So this just gets discarded, and we only draw 3 cards. 2 Jades and a Crystal. So I might have gotten overboard on the ball of Vortexes. All right, Jade. I'm sorry, Kadir. She's going to cast Spectral Echo and destroy a Crystal, dealing 2 damage to the Nidamal, dropping him to 3. She's going to prep Amplify Vision. Spark. 2, 3. Emerald Shard, Vrisswood, Jade, Wildfire Whip. So she's almost got her whole deck curated. All right, Nemesis. Nidamal is going to do 2 damage to Gravehold, dropping us to 22. And we draw a card. Cauterizer. 3 life minion. This minion can only take damage in increments of 1. Any player suffers damage equal to its current life. So you have to attack it 3 times to kill it. And we get Kadir. She's going to use both Amplify Vision and Spark to do 3 damage, killing the Nidamal. That also opens her 3rd breach. And she will prep Wildfire Whip and Spark. And she then has 4 power plus a life point. Yeah. And she will buy... I think I curated all of her cards already. Yeah, I got rid of 6 crystals and a Spark. And she only has 6 crystals and 2... So she only has 2 Sparks left in this deck. So I could buy the Ball of Vortex, I guess. What's beneath it? Yeah, okay. I'll buy it. For 4. And then I will regenerate 1 life point. Bring it up to 5. Next turn, Spectral Echo, Firstwood Amber, 2 Jades, and a Spark. And we get the Nemesis. So he's going to do 3 damage to Kadir. Dropping her to 2. Not great. Let me draw a card. Unleash twice. Any player suffers 2 damage. So Draxia is going to take that damage. I have not taken this much damage anytime facing Prince of Gluttons. So I'm a little surprised. We're going to have him eat 3 Spectral Echoes. And then 3 Firstwoods. For the 2 unleashes. So we don't take any damage. I don't need the Spectral Echoes anymore. But I will probably buy those Firstwoods. Those are nice. Don't want to do that. All right, so at this point, I want to buy at least, I would like to get a Wildfire Whip and a Chaos Arc for each of them, if not 2 Chaos Arcs for each of them. And I want to get those Mage's Talismans, if possible. Which might leave me a little too light in the store. So I don't know if I have any of those in here that I can hunt for. Rubies, I got 1 Wildfire Whip. Yeah. So maybe just a Mage's Talisman and a Chaos Arc for each of them. That might be enough. Okay, Nemesis. Ooh, not a good draw. Okay, so that is going to exhaust one of my players. I will do Kadir. Drops to 0 life. She loses all charges, and her first breach is destroyed. And I think it discards both of her prep spells, too. Let me double check that. Oh, and the Nemesis unleashes twice. Oof. It does not discard. It does not discard the 2 prep spells, but the Nemesis does unleash twice, and any damage Kadir takes from this point on does double damage to Gravehold. So the 2 cheapest cards. So that's going to be 3 Searing Rubies and a 4th Searing Ruby plus 4 damage to Gravehold. So not great. And again, so I have to take that damage on Kadir or I lose the game. So that's 6 damage to Gravehold, 12. Brings us from 18 to 12. That was really unfortunate, and that probably lost me the game. That turn order. All right, Kadir's next. She's going to cast Wildfire Whip and Spark. Does 2 damage to the Cauterizer. Prep Spectral Echo and Spark. And she generates, what was that, 6 power? And buys a Chaos Arc. Amplify Vision, Ball of Vortex, Firstwood Jade, Emerald Shard. All right. Forgot she was going to cast Spark to kill the Cauterizer. Then she's going to cast Amplify Vision. This is going to do 4 damage from the breach. So that brings Prince of Gluttons to 59. So then I'm going to use Bottled Vortex, destroy a Bottled Vortex to destroy a Crystal and a Spark from her discard pile. That allows her to draw a card as well. It's a Crystal. Yeah. So then she will use the second Bottled Vortex, destroy that, to destroy the 2 crystals in her hand, and that allows her to draw another card, another crystal. So then she has 2 Jades and a Crystal, 5 power. And she will buy a Mage's Talisman. So the reason I like doing that, I mean, look at this. This is her whole deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. That's it. That's all she has. So she goes through all of them every round right now. And one of them's a Ball of Vortex. Spectral Echo, Tourmaline Charge, Jade, Amplify Vision. Not the best cards, though. All right. Then we're going to cast Spectral Echo and Spark. So that's going to do 3, 4 damage. Dropping Prince of Gluttons to 55. What's she got in here? Yep, she has 2 sparks. She's going to destroy Bottle Vortex and use that to destroy both sparks in her discard pile. Being careful not to screw up the order there. All right. She's then going to prep Amplify Vision. And she's going to use Emerald Shard to generate 1 life for Phydraxia, bringing her up to 3. And then she generates 4 power, and we'll buy a ruby. And her deck is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they're both now in pretty good shape as far as deck curation goes. Wildfire Whip, Chaos Arc, Verswood, and 2 Jades. So we're at least going to get good hands from now on. All right. For Draxia, we're going to prep Amplify Vision and Spectral Echo. I think she destroyed everything she needs. 2 crystals, 3 crystals, a spark, 4 crystals, 2 sparks, 5, 6 crystals, 2 sparks. So there's 1 more crystal in our deck. Looks like. I'm just going to destroy it, and draw a card. Okay. Another Amplify Vision. We'll prep that as well. And then we generate 3 power and buy a charge. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I actually do want to destroy that crystal, and I actually do want to destroy the unique Tourmaline Shard now, because I won't be using it to curate for Kadir anymore. So it's basically just a crystal. So that probably wasn't the best use of Bottle Vortex. But I still have Spectral Echo, so I'll destroy 1 of them on this turn. It's not the end of the world. All right, how do you guys feel about how I'm doing? Life is not very good. Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing too hot. I really like their decks, though. I just need to get like 2 Chaos Arcs and like another 1 or 2 Mage's Talismans, and I'll be, if I can survive maybe 2 more rounds. If I can survive 2 more rounds, I like my chances. Because then once I get their special abilities up, I'm going to keep them up. Now that lets me cancel out all the damage. There's no minions on the board. So we'll see. We'll see how the turn order goes. Amplify Vision is going to do 3 damage. Dropping Prince of Gluttons to 52. And focuses that 4th breach. We will then prep Chaos Arc and Wildfire Whip. And she has 6 power. And she will buy another Chaos Arc. She'll buy a Mage's Talisman. And our next turn, Emerald Shard, Spectral Echo, Singing Ruby, Verswood, and a Jade. And we get Phydraxia. So, Amplify Vision is going to do 3, 4 damage. Spectral Echo does 3, so that's 7. And then this Amplify Vision does 3. So 10 damage. That drops Prince of Gluttons from 52 to 42. So, that's what I'm talking about. Like, starting to get some really good options there. We're going to use Mage's Shard. Generate a charge for each mage. And then we generate 6 power. And I'm going to buy 3 charges. Oh, no, I'm not. 6 power? Sorry. Chaos Arc. Firaxia doesn't have one yet. Next turn, Mage's Talisman, 2 Amplify Vision, Spectral Echo, and a Jade. Nemesis goes. Nothing on the board. So we draw the Venomite. 9 life creature. Player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage. Or you can discard a prep spell with cost of 3 or more. So we're still in tier 2. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see what... Oh, Nemesis goes again. We're gonna discard... Ooh. No, I'm gonna take... Ooh. Oh, man. That's a tough choice. So I can take 2 damage on Firaxia, dropping her to 1. I can take 2 damage on Kadir, doing 4 damage to Gravehold, or I can discard one of these spells. I can't heal Gravehold. I can heal her, but she's already at 1. It's a very dangerous spot. I'll discard Wildfire Whip. Man, I didn't want to do that. And we draw Mind Guzzler. So he's going to have 8 life plus 5, so 13, and he unleashes. So not great, but I still got, what, 2 cards? And if I get lucky on the turnover to start, you know, maybe I can take these 2 out. All right. And we go with for Kadir first. She's going to do 4 damage with Chaos Arc, which is... Yeah, I had 10 damage set up and I could have killed it instantly, but didn't work out. Spectral Echo. Emerald Shard will heal 1 for Firaxia, bring her up to 4. And then we have 6 power. I'm going to buy 3 charges. I'm okay with buying Mage's Talismans, Wildfire Whips, and Chaos Arcs. I want to let them get devoured first. All right. Nothing prepped for Firaxia. Sorry. I forgot to do the hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. So her next hand, 2 Jades, Firstwood, Mage's Talisman, Amplify Vision. Firaxia is going to prep Spectral Echo and 2 Amplify Visions. Use a Mage's Talisman, which gives both mages a charge. So she's up to 3, and Kadir is now, special ability is ready. And she has a Jade, which she will use to buy another charge. So she's almost there. Kadir is there. And next turn, Chaos Arc, Tourmaline Shard, 2 Jades, and a Crystal. Hanging in there. I really would hope... I'm hoping Kadir gets her turn next so I can use her Mage's Talisman. So I can... to power up Firaxia's ability, because the next time that activates... It's not a game loser, but it could hurt. Could definitely hurt. Okay, we do get Firaxia first. That is good. So both of these Amplified Visions are going to do 4 damage, and the Spectral Echo is going to do 2. So we're going to use the one Amplify Vision and the Spectral Echo to deal 6, killing the Venomite. And then the other Amplify Vision is going to do 4 to the Mind Guzzler, dropping him from 13 to 9. Yeah. We're then going to prep Chaos Shard, and we generate 6 power. Damn. I'm going to buy a ruby. Do I buy a ruby in a charge or a Chaos Arc? I'm going to buy a Chaos Arc. I'm going to tell you why. Bought the Chaos Arc for 6 power. I am then going to activate Otherworldly Gate on Kadir, but on for Draxia. And this lets me return Chaos Arc and 2 Amplify Visions. And prep them all. Now, next turn, Mage's Talisman, 2 Jades, Tourmaline Shard, and a Spectral Echo. Nemesis first. Okay. I did not get her ability up, so I got to take this. We're going to Unleash, and that means it's going to eat these 2 Amplify Visions and do 2 damage to Grateful, dropping us to 10. And draw a card. Unleash twice. The player with the most prep spells discards their most expensive prep spell. Okay. So with the double Unleash, it's going to eat 3 Mage's Talismans. And then 3 Wildfire Whips. So 1 more Unleash and I lose the game. And I have to discard one of these Chaos Arcs. Boo. Oh, I just lost. So that causes the Mind Guzzler to unleash. Destroys the 2 Chaos Arcs. Which does 2 damage to Gravehold, but doesn't matter. Stores empty. So, man, I'm really struggling with this guy. How do I get him? I mean, if both those had gone off, by the way, so Chaos Arc up here does, both Amplify Visions do 4 damage, so that's 8. And then this Chaos Arc would have done 4 damage plus another 4, so that would have been 8 from both. So this is 24 damage that was lined up right there, which I would have used 12 here, 12 there. So I would have killed the Mind Guzzler, another 30, and brought the Prince of Gluttons to 30. But even if I had used the ability, I didn't die from the mages taking damage or Grateful taking damage. I died because he ate too much. So I'm not really sure how to tackle that. I could go back to using Lash to get the extra activations. Lash and Kadir, that's how I started this. That makes some sense to me. You know, you get a few extra activations in there. Also, Mist makes some sense because she allows you to draw 4 cards. So maybe if I was able to do something there. I would have liked to have gotten Kadir's charges up a little earlier. I don't know. It's a loss. I'm going to change some things up this time. I almost had it the previous game, and I went with the exact same setup this time, and I actually did a little bit worse, I feel like. But if I had survived that, I mean, 1, 2, 2. So I would have gotten off that 24 damage. I would have gotten off another 3 damage here. And I would have prepped Amplify Vision. We'll use the Mage's Talisman, which would have gotten Draxia's ability up. This would have gotten me 4 charges. So her ability would almost have been up, and then she would have gone again. So I would have gotten Kadir's ability up again at the end of the round. So I would have finished the round with both special abilities up, and which is nice because you can do things like cast this and then pull all 3, you know, both Chaos Arcs and Amplify Vision right back out. You know, and queue up another 20 damage. So I probably, had I been able to finish this round and go through the entirety of the next round, I probably would have won. But I'm thinking I need a big change. I love these two together for Draxi and Kadir. I just don't know if this is the best nemesis for them. I think I'm going to use them again against Crooked Mask because this is a good setup for curating your deck, which you really need on Crooked Mask. I think I'm going to switch over to, I'm going to try Mist and Zaxos together. I've wanted to try them for a little while, and that lets me manipulate kind of the turn order and get extra draws from my deck. So, and helps me with charges too. So I think I'm going to give that a try. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. This was the 5th attempt on the Prince of Gluttons. It's another failure. Hopefully he won't take as long as Rageborn, which I think took me 8 or 9 tries. So still feeling better. Still feeling good. I feel like I learned a couple things. And I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. All right. See you, buds.